Hello and welcome to the newspaper review here on TAP TV. This is where we analyze and dissect trending and catchy headlines every day. My name is Obed Jerry, your host for today. And yes, we are the streets of Port Harcourt as usual to get to hear what people in the streets have to say as regards the headlines making rounds on the papers. But before we hear what they have to say, let's look into the papers and see what the stories look like. First, we'll be starting with the Nation's newspaper. We could see as headline says 88.4 million people living in extreme poverty, says federal government. Details of the story is found on page 7. World Bank $15 billion for 30 projects in Nigeria. Details is found on page 7. Rivers Kingsmen write Tinubu over Fubara's COS Ehi orders. Details is found on page 5. We could see as headline here reads creative industry leaders reject minister's African Grammy plan. Details is found on page 2. Reps bill for election in one day passes second reading. Sub-story under that reads lawmakers seek to legalize electronic transfer of results. This is found on page 2. NNPCL begins production of extra 14,000 BPD. This is found on page 2 also of the Nation's newspaper. We could see admin story here reads EFCC clamps down on firms for issuing invoices in dollars. Sub-stories under that read agency arrests suspects in Lagos, Port Harcourt. Varsity proprietors summoned. Details found on page 2. Alternative route to East-West Road coming. Fubara promises. Details found on page 4. Mba reverses sack of 20 workers. Details is found on page 5. And that's all we'll be taking on the Nation's newspaper. All right, moving on, we'll be looking at the Punch newspaper. We could see as headline here read Tinubu inaugurates student loan scheme, February 21. Details is found on page 8. 500,000 job threatened over ban on sachet alcoholic drink, says MAN. This is found on page 2. Yes, we know that some persons are at the verge of losing their jobs, but we know that people's lives are at stake at this thing. We cannot be saying, okay, we want to make money at the detriment of people's health and lives of young ones, those ones abusing it for the fact that it is affordable and it is small in quantity. All right, details of the story is found on page 22. Still on the headlines here, we could see government's approval delays Dangote Refinery fuel. This is found on page 21. We could see here it says Forex crisis. EFCC 7,000-man task force goes after dollar racketeers. Sub-stories under that reads EFCC summons private varsities proprietors, companies, others charging dollar fees. Sub-story again under that reads government agencies violating law on Forex. NESG tells Commission airline promises compliance. Details of the story is found on page 2. Nwabali shines as Nigeria beats South Africa to reach AFCON final. Yes, lest I forget, a big congratulations to the Super Eagles. More grease to your elbow. Yes, we can see a picture of Nwabali in action, catching the ball, doing what he knows how to do best. All right, still on the headlines, we could see it says NSCDC nabs 5 oil thieves, impound 9 vehicles. It is found on page 9. Lady to die by hanging for killing Enugu makeup artist. Details is found on page 4 and 5. Cashless transactions rise to 611 trillion naira, says NIBSS. Details is found on page 27. And that's all we'll be taking on the Punch newspaper. And lastly, we'll be looking at the Daily Sun. We could see as headline says, address corruption, wasteful spending in your government. Northern elders tell Tinubu. Details is found on page 26. FCT under threat, says Akpabio. Sub-stories under that reads, install CCTV. Reps tell Wike, governors need more power to secure states, says Obi Tambuwal Ata. Details of the story is found on page 6, 26, and 28 of the Daily Sun newspaper. We could see here it says 100 billion naira gas project funds. Senators ask federal government for details on disbursement. Details is found on page 8. Yes, we have to start this act of getting accountability from all angles. Still on the newspaper, we could see it says AFCON, Tinubu, Kalu, others hail Super Eagles as Nigeria qualifies for final. This is found on page 30. Forex crisis. EFCC goes after varsities, saboteurs, others. This is found on page 23. Kano Emirates. Group demands Sanusi's reinstatement, writes Kanu House of Assembly. This is found on page 27. Cost of living, another protest rocks Suleja. Sub-story under reads, queries 36 governors, fight economic saboteurs to stand still. Arewa think tank urges Tinubu. Details is found on page 6 and 28 of the Daily Sun newspaper. Court orders federal government to fix price of food, goods in 7 days. Details is found on page 25. And that's all we'll be taking on the newspapers for today. Now let's get to see the reactions of people on the street. Let's get to hear what they have to say about the stories on the papers. All right, good morning.
Good morning, brother.
I would like your thoughts on the Punches paper that says government approval delays Dangote Refinery.
Yes, the system is already corrupt. If it's their own, that's their personal own, they will have done it. But this is a private sector that asked them to come and just sign for him to start. I don't know, I don't understand them. If the government is delaying Dangote Refinery for him to kick off, that means Nigerians, the government, they don't mean well for us, with the citizens who are yearning for it, that it should start. That when this man starts, the fuel of a team will come down. Or are they doing business with us? Do you understand? If they are doing business with us, let them tell us than keeping the man. Do you understand? So let the government do whatever thing they will do, so that let this man start. Let's see if we can see difference, because we are waiting for the difference. Let the man start. That's my intake.
But one of the challenge of this refinery starting to work fully is that they say they need to import crude oil to add to the little that we have for the refinery to start working.
Has Nigeria emptied their own crude for demand? Have we exhausted our own that the man cannot buy it? That is it. If they don't have enough and Nigeria is exporting crude, I don't think that is normal. Let Nigeria do everything to support the man, because we are waiting for him to start, so that we can see this difference that the man want to make. Do you understand? If Nigeria keeps exporting, whereas the company that needs it indigenously, they don't supply him, that is a crazy something. You understand? No right-thinking person will hear it and say it's okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
I would like your thoughts on the headlines on Daily Sun that says court orders federal government to fix prices of food, goods in 7 days.
Well, I don't think it is possible for that thing to happen now, because federal government, until they put the refinery in orders and the price of petrol come down. If the price of petrol didn't come down, they cannot fix the price, because the market you buy in Nembe, the crayfish you bought in Nembe in River State here, and you wanted to take it to Calabar or Wali to go and say it cannot be the same price with the person in River State here. So it's not possible to fix the price. Only thing that they say they can fix is price of petrol. They can fix the price of petrol. If they fix the price of petrol, everything will be in order. But to fix the price of goods in general in Nigeria, it cannot work as at now. As at this moment, that country cannot work.
And but you know that this is affecting Nigerians because of the hike in price of goods, and even how some persons are deliberately increasing price.
Well, if they are deliberately increasing the price, it's not their fault. Probably, some people bought their fare from NNPC. Some go to depot, go and buy. Some people that get depot. So the price is not the same. It's federal government that will fix everything. Say, this is what we are going to sell it. But as at now, because of the fact they never repair, they cannot fix the price yet. Nigerians will exercise patience more and allow the federal government to put the refinery in Port Harcourt, Warri and Kaduna and other before they can fix the price of anything in Nigeria now.
Okay, from this refinery angle now, we've seen that Dangote refinery has progressed a lot. But what is holding it is the crude oil, the number of crude oil that is needed to start the refinery working. Now they are saying they want to import crude oil to use. Now, is the government, are you of the opinion that the government should subsidize petrol again for now till the refinery is working, or we should just hold on till the refinery is working? And you know that this crude oil would cost a lot for it to start working.
Okay, well, for us to import a crude oil again to this country from other countries, it's not good.
Exactly.
We have it in Nigeria in abundance. Why are we importing again? It's for us not to import again. That is why they they agree private refinery in Lagos to start.
So that the cost will be low.
Yeah, the cost will be low. Now, if we import the crude oil again now, the price will be more higher than what we are buying it now. So Nigerians will exercise patience for federal government to put everything in order before they can start the production in Lagos.
Yes. But we know that one of the challenges that we are facing now is we don't know how long it will take before the federal government will fix the refinery and other issues in the country. So it's just like we are in a blind form. We don't know how long we have to wait. Assuming we know how long to wait is a different thing.
Okay, I have a friend working with Refinery, NMPC, that's the Refinery at Elemedia. I asked him, the people the federal government gave this one, are they working at all? He said, truly they are working day and night. Say
that is functional.
They say it will function. I said they are working. But where they supposed to start, they didn't start where they supposed to start. It's now they started where they supposed to start so that the production can start.
Okay, so you just started from afresh.
Yeah, it's not they start afresh.
Okay.
Let's say the work is time now. They are finished 8. So the remaining 2 nights where the production will start. This is where they are working now. He told me like that. Say the work is going on. Yeah, they have gone far. So then just to exercise patience and allow them to finish the thing. The production will soon start.
Now, one of the fears of many Nigerians are how are we sure that when this refinery starts working, let's say for example, start working by next month, how sure are we that price of petrol will come down or it will be on the hike? Remember that they are importing this stuff and they will want to make up that money that they use in importing this crude oil.
Well, you see, me and you, we are not federal government.
Exactly.
Those people that know in and out the truth and the lie of this matter is federal government themselves. Me and you, it is what we see on the newspaper, the news we hear through radio and other things, it is what we work on. But now, we as in Nigeria, we are watching. The government are responsible government. I know some section of Nigeria, they are not happy. Some call themselves Odudua, some call themselves Arewa, some call themselves IPOB. We didn't unite. But federal government are doing everything at their disposal to make sure that they unite Nigeria. Secretly, we cannot hear every plan of federal government until they finish some plan before we hear.
Before they inform us.
Before they inform us. But me, I believe underground, they are working to make sure that they too, they are reading this paper.
Exactly.
They are personal assistant and other thing, and they are family member that are walloping inside poverty and other thing like that. So they will not like to put Nigeria in this type of situation. They will do something about it. I believe they will do something between now and first quarter of this year, which is April.
The year just began.
1 or 2 refineries in Nigeria we start the production of this petrol. I think so.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you.
All right, this is where we draw our curtains for today. You heard what has been said here. Please, if you have anything to add to it or you have a counter opinion, slide to our comment section and drop your comments. And if you are yet to subscribe, please do help subscribe. Turn on the notification button. Connect with us across all our social media platforms so you get to be receiving our notifications. My name is Obed Jerry, your host for today, and this has been the newspaper review here on TAP TV. Thank you.